Good morning. Everybody's having a great time on a Friday morning visiting with all their pals, but in the interest of staying on track, we're going to go ahead and get started. And I know some of you are hungry too, right? So my name is Susan Ballabina. I am the Vice President for Academic and Strategic Collaborations, and it is my honor to be with you today. Dr. Banks appointed me to my position September 1st, and one of the very first offices that was moved into my division was the Campus Office of Sustainability. And I went over and I got a briefing. Honestly, I did not know much about what they did, and I left thinking, well, I won the prize. Right? I mean, these are great people who are passionate about their work and who work every day to create a culture that does indeed respect, protect, and preserve our natural resources, our environmental resources, our people resources. And we just, first of all, I want to say how exciting it is for me to get to be a very little part of what you do and to be an advocate for what you do. So I think we should give, I know we're here to celebrate other people, but I think we should give this office a round of applause. Now, the other thing I will say is it's obvious to me that you're here maybe for a variety of reasons. I've met an award winner already today. I've talked to people who I know are champions for sustainability already today. And whatever brought you here this morning, whatever combination of champion, learner, awardee that you are, welcome and thank you. Thank you for working in partnership with us to do phenomenal things on this campus that hopefully transcend this campus and reach out into the broader community and make an impact. We have a rock star program that is an influence within the state and maybe nationally, right, too. And there are so many wonderful accomplishments, and some of you are part of the Aggie Green Fund. Some of you are receiving special awards because you are champions. Some of you are contributors to our STARS report, which I have learned is a phenomenal undertaking that we get better and better at every year. So whatever it is that brought you here, thank you for coming. Thank you for what you do. And let's celebrate, right? It's Friday. Let's have a great celebratory breakfast. So I will now turn it over to Kelly.
Thank you, Dr. Ballabina. And I can say that the Office of Sustainability is grateful to be part of the great work that Academic and Strategic Collaborations is doing on this campus now. Again, my name, feel free to come on in. Don't be shy. It's like church. There's plenty of seats up toward the front. So my name is Kelly Wellman, Director of the Office of Sustainability. I know many of you out there, and if you're new to this space, we are very delighted to have you be part of this. I'm joined today by my colleagues in the office, Jesse Carswell and Ben Kalscheur. I couldn't do this without them. We have many of our students in our program also here today. Thank you all for being here in support. We're so happy to be back in person. It's been a couple years since we've been able to be together. And so we're grateful, obviously, that we could do things virtually, but it's so much more exciting to be together in this space to talk about all of the collaborative work and the success that are taking place on this campus. So, oh, I have the clicker. Sorry, Fritz. Yeah, you gave me the power. I do want to say it's Happy Earth Day. Today really is Earth Day. April 22nd is the official Earth Day. You may or may not have noticed, I think we're really proficient at using bulk mail. You've probably been getting all kinds of emails about weeks of activities we've been doing. Today does mark our final event. If you looked at those emails at all before hitting that delete button or moving them over, you'll know that we've been doing a big prize drawing giveaway. I've seen a lot of familiar names popping up in those rooms, collecting those code words. I'm not going to go over the spiel that we normally do, but if you want to learn about the amazing prizes that we're doing and how to participate, everything is on our website, sustainability.tamu.edu, rules, everything. And we will be giving you a code word later. I do want to say also welcome. We are online as well. So thank you if you're not here with us, that you're joining us virtually, and maybe you're watching this after the fact. Code word is going to be available later. I know that you're ready for food. I'm not going to hold you much longer before letting you do that. I do want to, though, however, look at this land acknowledgement. And actually, by show of hands, have you seen a land acknowledgement in an activity you've done before? Just a little show of hands, just to get a sense. Okay, very good. That is even too small for my readers. So we acknowledge that Texas A&M University, College Station, is situated on the land of multiple Native nations, past and present. These original homelands are the territory of indigenous peoples who were largely dispossessed and removed. We specifically acknowledge the traditional stewardship of this land by the Tonkawa, Tawakoni, the Hueco, the Sana, the Wichita, and the Coahuiltecan peoples. We pledge to support and advocate for the histories, cultures, languages, and territorial rights of historic indigenous peoples of Texas and the indigenous peoples that live here now. This statement affirms continuous indigenous presence and rights, acknowledges the ongoing effects of settler colonization, and it supports indigenous struggles for political, legal, and cultural sovereignty. So this land acknowledgement is the product of a collaboration of work from the Indigenous Studies Working Group, which is part of the Glasscock Center. They have been doing work since 2008, really to bring about academic and cultural activities relating to the Native peoples. And so this statement, while it can be performative, this is not meant to be an action in and of itself. This is really meant to be a call to action, to get us to think what this means and what it means to be in the spaces that we call home, or the spaces that we have called home. It's also a work in progress, and it's something that should be updated as our knowledge increases and changes. So again, this really is not the final word. This is an opportunity to have a conversation. So if you've not seen the land acknowledgement before, maybe find someone who raised their hand and find out a little bit more from them. All right, getting on to the more important things, what we're going to do and how we're going to eat. We will, high level today, talk about sustainability at Texas A&M, review briefly the sustainability tracking assessment rating system. The main event really is celebrating the champions and the people who make sustainability here at Texas A&M work. And then we are going to end with how you as an individual can make change here at Texas A&M. First, we really are going to eat. Thank you to Aggie Dining. We have worked hard to make this event, and every event we do as sustainable as possible. So as much of the food as possible is local. For instance, Rosenthal Meats. We like to have as few miles traveled and as low a greenhouse gas emissions footprint as possible. You'll notice that we use real silverware, real napkins, real china. All of that is to minimize waste, and it's all intentional. So thank you to Aggie Dining for being a partner and helping us do that. We are serving fair trade coffee today, and that really guarantees that the coffee merchants and the folks along that supply chain are paid a fair wage for their labor. So with that, we're not going to call tables. I'm going to dismiss you all to civilly get into line, have your food. We will let you start eating, and we'll reconvene in just a little bit. Howdy. I hope that you are enjoying your meal. Please feel free to eat. Don't worry if your silverware clanks your plate. It's all fine. It just means we're using real silverware and utensils today. We're going to go ahead and get started so that we can keep the program moving in a timely manner to respect all of your time today. So from a high level, I just want to, we're here to talk about sustainability. And, I think we live in an extraordinary time. Many generations before of us have also lived through extraordinary times, but not like what we are experiencing. There are many changes happening in our life, and being part of a higher education institution, it's exciting because we're on the cusp of seeing a real energy transition. Not only in vehicles. I mean, many of you may know that, several of the major car manufacturers have pledged multitudes of new types of electric vehicles. That's going to be a wholesale change in the way we live. But energy transitions in general and how we power our world and our life. So there are many challenges that come with that. And, being in higher ed, we get to see the researchers and the learning that happens around those spaces. But along with that, we have issues such as climate change. How are humans interacting with a world that's got diminishing resources, and how are we going to successfully navigate that? And that's one reason why we have a campus sustainability master plan. That's really, this is a 20-year plan to help drive Texas A&M to a more sustainable future. It is holistic in how we look at sustainability here on the campus. So the framework for our plan when we created it is three-pronged. First, it is holistic. That is the most important thing I think that people need to understand, is sustainability has to be a very strong balance between what's good for people, what's good for the planet, and what makes the most economic sense, and how you balance those things to respect them all. So that is the lens that our plan takes throughout. The second major piece of that is STARS, the Sustainability Tracking Assessment Rating System. Ben's going to talk a little bit more in depth about that momentarily, but that really is how we understand campus sustainability here at Texas A&M. So it has a very strong presence in the plan and for all of the objectives that are laid out in there. And then finally, the Sustainable Development Goals put forth by the United Nations. These are the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. If you haven't seen those or haven't heard about those, we're not going to talk in depth about them, but this is really a blueprint for the entire planet so that all people here can have a prosperous path forward while we face all those challenges I was mentioning earlier. And by the way, I'm intentionally not talking about the doom and gloom stuff, because the work in sustainability sometimes can be very depressing and overwhelming. But the good news is we have ways to circumvent, we have ways to make changes. And that's why it's so important that we have you all here in the room, understanding that weaving sustainability in and out of everything we do each day is really what's going to help save us all. So if you haven't seen the plan, visit their website, the sdgs.un.org/goals. It is extremely comprehensive. And like I said, completely global partnerships here. So the plan itself has 4 major areas with 9 prevailing themes. The first area being the physical environment, and these are kind of what you would expect. Greenhouse gas emissions, campus mobility, stormwater management, and then of course, our built environment and site design, how we are building things here at Texas A&M. The second major area being the institutional effort, what we're doing as far as the administrative support, the policies that drive sustainability for us here, how we do education outreach and engagement, and of course, more of the academic instruction, innovation, research. Those are vital to not only to the students that are in this space, but to the researchers and all those doing the work for sustainability. The third major area being the social sustainability, what's good for people. And finally, waste management and the practices there. The plan itself has 16 evergreen goals designed really to make us to that sustainable path. 47 targets and 162 actions. It's very comprehensive. I always just tell folks if they haven't seen it, the best way to digest it is go to the back of the plan. There's a plan at a glance. And all of those goals specifically with the actions that are recommended for how we're going to achieve that. And then more importantly, the key players, those of you on campus that are helping us reach those different targets and goals laid out within the plan. And again, just like everything else that I'm talking about, you can find this information on our website, sustainability.tamu.edu. And I think at this point, what I'm going to do is turn it over to Ben, and he's going to dive a little bit deeper into STARS. So take it away.
All right. Thank you, Kelly. Howdy, everyone. It's really great to see all of you. It's been a minute since we've been here in person. So definitely great to see everyone here today. All right, so I'm here today to talk to you first about STARS. STARS is the Sustainability Tracking, Assessment, and Rating System. STARS is a program of ASHE, which is the Association for the Advancement of Sustainability in Higher Education. ASHE is basically the premier sustainability organization for higher education in North America. It also has global participation. And so what they've done is they've created this assessment tool called STARS. The idea is to use it for continuous improvement on your campus. And it is a fully transparent tool, which means that any data that we put into the STARS portal, it's an online portal, anyone can see it. We actually work with a lot of people in this room. We have over 30 different stakeholders that we work with, and they all go into the STARS portal and they enter data for us. So this is a completely team effort. For us to have, a sustainable campus, it takes all of us working together to be able to do that. And STARS is a tool that we use for that. It's also like, I guess you probably already figured out, it's self-reporting. In the past, a lot of rating systems, they come in and give you a rating from the outside perspective. And this way we have control over our data and everything that goes into the system. It's also great for peer comparisons because we definitely want to see how are we doing with our peer schools. And STARS, what it basically is, it's like a roadmap for a sustainable future. It has a series of credits and they're also continually worked on by the higher education community. So it's continually updated. And basically, if you achieve all of the credits in STARS, then you can be the most sustainable university possible. And it rates you, it gives you a score. If you get above 25 points, then you're bronze. If you get above 45 points, then you're silver. If you get above 65 points, you're gold. And if you get above 85 points, you're platinum. That's the promised land. It's challenging to get to that area for sure. And then also STARS, they do think about equity. There's schools out there that don't have the financial resources that Texas A&M does. This is a tool that has a cost associated with it. If you file as a reporter, you can use the tool for free. You just don't get yourself a rating. So you can still use it for benchmarking. And then how are we doing? Like, what's our journey through STARS? We first submitted our first STARS rating in 2012. And our goal at the time was to be silver. And you can see we did get right above that 45-point threshold. We hit 47. At the time, most of the schools that we compare ourselves to academically were also silver. So that was our goal. We were really happy with that. STARS it's valid for 3 years. So that means our next report was due in 2015. STARS is a long process. It takes about a year to gather all of the data to do this every year. And it was about, halfway through 2013, almost 2014. And we were like, wait a minute, STARS is due. And we haven't thought about it. STARS should be used for continuous improvement, but we were building all of our programs, all of our internal programs. A lot of the stuff you'll hear about today, all during that time, it was really exciting for us and STARS was due. So we did it though. We got everything together. We filed our score and we did make a big jump. We went from 47 to 54, but this was also a wake up call for us because we did achieve this, jump forward, but we didn't do anything really to actively manage it. STARS made some changes in the way that things were scored. So our rating increased and we didn't really do much over that 3 years, in terms of managing STARS directly. So we decided we need to do a better job of using STARS as a continuous improvement tool. One way to do that is to file STARS annually, but we also had our first breakfast in 2015 and we challenged everyone. We have a goal for campus. We want to be gold, and what happened? We said we want to be gold by 2018. Every one of you responded because guess what? 2016, we went from 54 to 67. So that just shows you if you actively manage it, if you use the tool the way that it's supposed to be used and you work with stakeholders, you can really make a big improvement. And that's been our goal is to be gold in 2018. So we did that. We went up again in 2017. We made our another jump to our to almost 71 points there in 2018. So we've had this great upward trajectory from 2012 to 2018. But we're at a point now where we've got most of our points fully maximized, and then STARS will have minor changes. We might have a performance decline here or there. And what that means is we're kind of in that range where we're in that gold range. And you saw in 2019, 2020, we actually went down for 2 years there. We're still solidly in the gold category, which is ultimately our goal. Points fluctuate pretty regularly with most people's STARS scores, but still, we want to have an upward trajectory. We want to always be the best. We want to lead all of our peers. So how did 2021 go? We did better. We went up. We're at almost 70 points, 69.7. But we've been higher than that. We've been at 71, and we want to go higher. We want to be the best school possible. So our goal for the end of this year is 75. So we're going to challenge all of you to help us try to get to 75 points, and then from there we'll hope to chart a path to platinum as we move forward. But that's where we're at. But so that's our score. How do we rate then amongst our peers? I need to put this into some context. So first, we have a bunch of academic rivals. How are we doing with our academic rivals? You can see we're doing pretty good. We're solidly towards the top of the group, in that gold rating. You can see like all of those schools towards that, 68 above. We're all really close in score. If we hit 75, we would actually be in second place. And then ultimately, we do want to try to chase Berkeley and get above 85 so we can get platinum. That's going to take a lot of, different people stepping up on campus. But, I think it's possible. But that's where we're at. We're doing really well. And how about the SEC, right? We're starting to beat the hell out of our SEC peers on the athletic field and football. How are we doing in stars? Well, we're beating the hell out of all of them. We are number 1 in the SEC. So really proud of that. We actually were able to overtake Missouri this year. So definitely happy about our performance there. So that's how we're doing in context. And now we're going to be getting into the sustainability recognition portion of our event. And what we're going to be talking about now is all of our wonderful stakeholders. You saw our score and how we've been doing, but we couldn't do it without all of you here in the room today. And some of you that weren't able to join us as well. So we really are here to recognize you. And the first thing we want to do is recognize people that helped us do really well in STARS. So we've created an awards category called the STARS 100. And basically what this means is if you are one of our stakeholders, you have gotten 100% of a certain credit. So that's really valuable for us. So we just, I forgot to mention this as well. The STARS 100, we also have exemplary credits in the STARS tool. And everyone who's earned these will get a door marker, and we will send that through campus mail, and you can expect to receive that sometime after this event. So without further ado, the STARS 100. First, we have Yadira Hernandez with Aggie Dining. We have the Division of Research. We have Tassie Herman and Jeff Truss with Environmental Health and Safety. We have Wes Wynn and Courtney Bassett and Nancy De Leon with Human Resources and Institutional Effectiveness. Andy Mitchell is with Logistics. Jennifer Reyes is our liaison for the Office for Diversity. Dongling Zhan helps us from the Office of Institutional Effectiveness and Evaluation. We do an assessment survey every year. And then our office, we've got a few STARS 100s as well. And then we also have Carol Binzer and Christiana Bowles with Residence Life. We have Mike Teal and Barbara Musgrove with SSC Grounds. We have Jamie Masterson with the Texas Target Communities. We have the Urban Howdy Farm. We also have Transportation Services. We have Paula Sullinger with University Libraries. We have Les Williams and Nathan Jones and Yasuko Sakurai with Utilities and Energy Services. And we also have the Winnie Carter Wildlife Center. So all of these units helped us achieve 100 points in a certain credit. And I mentioned all of our liaisons, but I also should say that a lot of the work is the culmination of the entire department. That liaison, we want to give extra special recognition because they're the ones that are physically going into the tool and providing all that data for us. And next we have the exemplary credits. These are really valuable. They're basically extra credit points that go on to top of your STAR score. So these really help us to get above, to try to get it to 75, we need these type of credits. So here again, we have Yadira Hernandez with Aggie Dining. We have Rebecca Parkhill, Scott Obergefell, and Lauren Lichterman with Athletics. We also again have the Division of Research, Tassie Herman and Jeff Truss again with Environmental Health and Safety, Jennifer Reyes for the Office for Diversity, our office, and then Barbara Musgrove and Mike Teal with the exemplary credits. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to my colleague, Jessie Carswell, and she's going to take us to the next portion of our awards program.
All right, thank you, Ben, and good morning, everybody. I actually have not had the chance to meet a lot of you because I started during the pandemic. So my name is Jessie Carswell, and I'm the Sustainability Operations Coordinator for the office. So we're gonna get into the STARS Awards today, maybe. All right, so our first category of awards this morning will be recognizing the performance in the Sustainability Tracking Assessment and Rating System. In particular, we'll be recognizing the stakeholders who did help us compile and enter the data needed to complete the report, as well as departments that they represent. All right, so the 2021 Most Improved Award is awarded to the department which, compared to the most recent STARS submission, made the greatest improvement in points earned from their respective STARS credit. So the 2021 Most Improved Award goes to Aggie Dining. And this is for their improvement in credit OP7, food and beverage purchasing. We want to give a special thanks to Yadira Hernandez for her hard work as STARS liaison. We would now like to invite Aggie Dining to come forward and with Ben and Kelly over there to accept their award. All right, while they are taking their picture, I'll go ahead with the next award. The overall top performer is awarded to the department with multiple credits who achieved the highest cumulative point total from their respective STARS credit. This year, we actually had 2 departments who earned this award. So the first 2021 overall top performer award goes to the Office for Diversity. And they earned this for earning 100% of the points available in their respective STARS credit. We want to give a special thanks to Dr. Jennifer Reyes for her work as the STARS liaison for the Office of Diversity. We want to invite Dr. Annie McGowan and Miss Crystal Carter to go and accept the award. All right, and our next overall top performer award goes to President's Life. And this award goes to Residence Life for earning 100% of the points available in their respective STARS credit. We want to give a special thanks to Dr. Carol Binzer and Miss Christiana Bowles for serving as STARS liaisons. And we would now like to invite them over to accept their award. All right, our next STARS award is the Asu Top Performer. So this is an official designation by the Association for the Advancement of Sustainability in Higher Education. This designation is made for universities who achieve the highest score in an overall section of their STARS submission. So the first 2021 Asu Top Performer Award goes to the Division of Research. They received this award for earning 100% of the available points in the research section of TAMU STARS report. We want to thank Dr. Jack Baldoff and Mr. Matt Fry for their support of STARS data collection, and they are already over there taking their award. All right, and our next 2021 Asu Top Performer Award goes to University Libraries. They received this award for earning 100% of the points available in the research section of Texas A&M STARS report. We want to give a special thanks to Ms. Paula Sullinger for her work as a STARS liaison for University Libraries and Ms. Mosbo Baestro for her support of STARS data collection. We would like to, you got it. You guys will clap. While this official designation from Asu recognizes the efforts of the entire Texas A&M research community, the Division of Research and University Libraries' efforts providing the data for use in our STARS portal was vital to earning recognition from Asu. We are only one of 30 schools to earn full points in the research section of STARS. So congratulations on everyone's achievements. I'm now going to turn it back over to Ben to announce our sustainability champions.
All right, thank you, Jesse. I also failed to ask for a round of applause for all of our STARS 100 and Exemplary Credit winners. Could we do that retrospectively? Okay, great, thank you. So now we are going to present the 2022 Texas A&M University Sustainability Champion Awards. They're going to recognize the outstanding contributions of students, faculty, staff, and teams who create a culture of sustainability here on campus. So the Champion Awards recognize those who have demonstrated exemplary effort, dedication, and leadership throughout the year in making Aggieland more environmentally, economically, and/or socially sustainable. So we will begin with the winners of our team award. Oh, I forgot to click the slide there. The winners of our team award. So without further ado, the 2022 Team Sustainability Champion Award goes to the Aggie Eco Representatives. Jordan Franklin Garza, MK Futrell, Kellen Moore, Sarah Kelly, Emily, Shruti, Maji Raju, and Jayden Medrano, please come forward to accept your award. You can go right over to the photo wall. And please forgive our PowerPoint slide. I'm not sure what happened. It all looked perfect yesterday, so sorry about that. Despite the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, the Aggie Eco Reps hosted multiple educational events throughout the fall semester. A highlight was the creation of a coffee and crochet event at Sweet Eugene's. They hosted a terrarium planting event in the fall utilizing upcycled glass jars collected from residents' life staff. They held their annual event, the Hunger Banquet, which is an event to educate residents on the clear distinction in wealth and how quickly individuals can fall into poverty due to job loss or unexpected illness. Eco Reps also get together bi-weekly on Saturdays to plog, which means picking up litter and jogging around campus. So that's some serious dedication right there, because I don't even like to jog. So that's pretty awesome. Members are also in the process of receiving final approval for an Aggie Green Fund grant to purchase additional recycling bins for residence halls. And finally, they became the first student organization certified in the Office of Sustainability, Aggie Sustainability Alliance. And in true Eco-Rep form, they were even certified at the highest level of champion. So that's really highlighting their dedication to leading by example. So congratulations to the entire Aggie Eco-Reps team for their efforts to provide a cost-effective, sustainable resource to our students. And we had so many wonderful nominations for students doing sustainability work around campus that we couldn't choose just one. So we had to choose, 2 awards for the student award, and we decided to honor 1 undergraduate student and 1 graduate student. So our sustainability undergraduate student this year is Miss Jayden Medrano. So I've had the good fortune of getting to know Jayden personally. She was an intern in our office program. So I can tell you firsthand that she truly embodies what it means to be sustainable on this campus. She's really truly a committed student and intersectional sustainability advocate. She's done her best during her time here to receive a well-rounded sustainability education. And when you hear this list of all the things she's done, you'll see it's been very well-rounded indeed. She has worked as the sustainability intern for the Department of Residence Life, a co-marketing chair of the Aggie Green Fund. She's been a 4-year member of the Aggie Eco Reps, and she also served as a sustainability outreach specialist in our office. So like I've already said, I can tell you firsthand that she is by far one of the most dedicated students I have ever met in my time at Texas A&M. I've been here for over a decade. It's definitely an honor for me to be able to be up here to honor Jayden today. She's also worked with Aggie Replant to restore degraded lands, the big event to clean community green spaces, a reuse upcycling workshop, and gone to trash pickups with multiple student organizations. She also works to decrease food insecurity and food waste in the Brazos Valley community by volunteering with the 12th Can. That's a really great campus program if you haven't heard of that. And in her personal time, she works with the Department for Ecology and Conservation's Biology, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee, the Sexual Assault Resource Center as a digital advocate and as a part of their Diversity and Inclusion Committee. And she also works with the Aggie Allies. So congratulations to Ms. Jayden Medrano on her Student Sustainability Champion Award. All right, so now after moving on from the undergraduate student, now we're going to honor our graduate student award. So the Graduate Student Sustainability Champion Award goes to Miss Lauren Lichterman. Please come forward to accept your award. I also had the good fortune of working with Lauren in athletics, and she's also an extremely wonderful sustainability advocate. And let me tell you all the ways she has been. So with support from the Aggie Green Fund, Lauren has been a leading force in establishing a sustainability master plan for the athletics department. As far as we are aware, once it's released, it'll be the first sustainability athletics master plan in the nation. So it's a really big accomplishment. She met with stakeholders throughout the department, and she's recruited over 50 staff members, campus partners, and student athletes to participate in the planning process. Lauren identified the necessary subcommittees and created a process and timeline for each subcommittee to meet and develop their goals. She has developed a strong relationship with the student athlete green team and meets with their leadership regularly to help them develop their goals and make an impact with the athletics department and their teams. She has also taken an active role in the athletics zero waste group through joining their meetings and actively participating in the planning process. In addition, she has attended home football games to check landfill and recycling receptacle signage and placement around the stadium. And she also even assists in post-game waste operations. So, picking up recycling and things like that, both inside and outside of Kyle Field. So congratulations to Miss Lauren Lichterman on her Student Sustainability Champion Award. All right, and now we are on to the faculty, our Sustainability Champion Faculty Award. And this award this year goes to Dr. Zong Lu from Biological and Agricultural Engineering. So Dr. Lu regrets that he cannot be here today as he is currently leading a Waste to Worth workshop in Ohio. So accepting the award on Dr. Lu's behalf is Dr. Sandune Fernando. Please come forward to accept the award. So Dr. Lu may not be here, but I can tell you all about his great accomplishments. So Dr. Lu is the principal investigator of Texas Animal Manure Management Issues Group, and his key research areas include animal waste management technologies, water air quality assessment, organic farming systems development, and value-added material production from wastewater. So basically what he does is he turns things that we typically think of as waste into a usable commodity. One of his current research projects is manure coating on synthetic fertilizer, which would improve the slow release mechanics, nutrient retention, and water holding capacity of fertilizer, as well as adding value to manure. And we probably don't talk about manure very often, but without that, we're not going to be able to have food. So this is extremely vital work. And in addition to the research, Dr. Lu also engages in multiple extension projects. He regularly provides technical guidance to farmers on topics such as adding value to animal manure via composting and anaerobic digestion, land application of manure, composting animal carcasses, and the safe disposal of milk. So those are all things we probably don't necessarily always like to think about, but those are all things that we need to have a sustainable future and a great life for all of us. And the most recent project of his group, which is on delivery of extension materials through virtual reality field tours, is a combination of both research and extension work. So congratulations to Dr. Lu on his Faculty Sustainability Champion Award. And finally, the Staff Sustainability Champion Award goes to Miss Erin Schneider from the School of Public Health. Please come forward to accept your award. Ms. Schneider has been involved with sustainability efforts for many years within the School of Public Health. She has worked to create a more environmentally friendly workspace, including leading a team to renovate the School of Public Health's green space through an Aggie Green Fund grant. Additionally, she has helped establish a student organization, Environmental Sustainability Group, which focuses on promoting sustainable practices. Erin has developed multiple sustainability-related projects, including the Healthy Gardens Project and an environmental symposium. These efforts have greatly impacted the education of student, faculty, and staff on sustainability and improved the greater Aggie community. Her work has pushed the School of Public Health to be a model for health and activity for other university departments at Texas A&M and at other schools of public health across the nation. So Ms. Schneider's work will leave a lasting impression as her students have developed a love for their environment and for Texas A&M. Congratulations to Ms. Erin Schneider for her Staff Champion Award. All right, so I would just like to take a moment once again, if we could just recognize our 2022 team, student, faculty, and staff sustainability champions and give them another round of applause, please. All right, so as we celebrate the success of our champions, I can't help but think of how these accomplishments, they have come during a particularly difficult time. This is our first in-person breakfast since 2019 due to a pandemic that, it still won't let all the way up. And for us, closer to home, we unexpectedly lost our space this semester, and we found ourselves scrambling to find a home for our 15-person student internship program. Much like our champions here today, during difficult times, good people step up and work together to get us through them. So we want to personally recognize Peter Lang, Debbie Lawler with Transportation Services, University Architect Lilia Gonzalez, and Jimmy Smith with University Libraries for coming up huge. They all work together to find us space for our students so we could finish out our semester. And we can't thank you enough for stepping up in our time of need. I also wanted to take a moment to recognize Mr. Michael Maciel. I had the good fortune of working with Michael to gather university library STARS data for the past decade. And truly, there is not a stakeholder that I've worked with that cared more about STARS than Michael. He provided the most robust data of anyone, and he really worked hard to help improve his unit. You recognize that Libraries Way won a champion or a STARS award here today. A lot of that, Michael started that process for them. And unfortunately, Michael did pass away recently, and he will be greatly missed. And he never was one to want the spotlight. He actually won this STARS award multiple times. He never once came to accept it in person. So I do hope that he does forgive me for bringing him up here today from his spot in heaven. But I just didn't think we could have this event without mentioning Michael. So our condolences do go out to Michael's colleagues, family, and friends. And just like Michael and all of our champions, we want to remind each of you that we individually have an impact on our campus and our community. Together, by working together, we can save ourselves. And to share more about positive impacts, I will now turn it back over to my colleague, Jessie Carswell.
Thank you again, Ben. This morning, we've discussed what the university is doing to move towards a more sustainable future. It will take collaboration to create change, but as we've seen with our champions, individuals can make a large difference in sustainability. And we want to highlight a couple of programs that the Office of Sustainability oversees just to show how easy it is to create change as an individual. The first is my baby, the Aggie Green Fund. So the Aggie Green Fund is a grant-making organization on campus that uses student fees to fund sustainable projects. And since 2011, we've actually been able to fund over $2.2 million in sustainable projects across campus. This year alone, we funded over $119,000 in major grants and over $31,000 in micro grants. We are so thankful to see the dedication and creativity of our students, faculty, and staff for going above and beyond just to create a more sustainable Aggie land. I want to quickly highlight these people on projects, starting with the major grants. So the first is the Bike Lease Fleet Expansion Project by Jeff Puckett with Alternative Transportation. This grant will add more bicycles to the bike lease program, which actually reduces the number of vehicles on campus, reduces demand for buses, and makes bicycle shop quality bikes available to students who otherwise couldn't afford them. So the next one is creating an active and sustainable culture at Texas A&M School of Public Health by Aaron Schneider, one of our champions. This will convert existing non-functional space into green space, creating a place where people can feel encouraged to adopt a healthy lifestyle. The next is the Gravel Garden to support native plants and pollinators by Paige Worth. She's actually one of our Office of Sustainability interns and an environmental geoscience student. This will install a gravel garden on campus to limit water needs, provide a space for pollinators, and to serve as a teaching garden. And then finally, the Recycling Bins for Residence Halls project by Christiana Bowles will install 3-stream receptacle recycling bins for each floor of the Appelt, Davis Gary, Hobby, Leggett, and Neely residence halls to increase the amount of waste diverted. So congratulations to all of our major grant recipients for their hard work. Right, and micro grants. So this year we actually were able to award 12 micro grants. It's very exciting for us to say that that's more than double the ones we were able to fund last year. So that's really it's a good thing for our office. The first is the Grocery Give and Grab expansion by Christiana Bowles. This grant will install permanent grocery give and grab collection spots, which provides access to food for students in need. The recycling upgrades project in Pavilion second floor by Thomas Gistel, one of our graduate assistant in our office and a public health graduate student, will provide personal and 3-stream recycling bins for the Division of Academic and Strategic Collaborations. The Texas A&M University Energy Research Society Conference Waste Management and Social Sustainability Project by Tasia Nososhin provided participants of the conference reusable tote bags to minimize waste. The Texas A&M, I'm skipping pages. The Texas A&M Athletics Grounds Water Reduction Initiative by Lauren Lichterman, also one of our champions, and a sports management graduate student, will install water sensors and tracking applications to monitor moisture on athletics fields. The Urban Howdy Farm Greenhouse Rainwater Catchment System by Jake Nix, with engineers serving the community, will install gutters that will help collect rainwater that will actually be used for the greenhouse plants in the surrounding garden beds at the farm. And the Urban Howdy Farm Interclimate Campus Sustainability Project by Lizette Templin will build upon the Urban Howdy Farm's mission of Grow to Serve by expanding the physical health initiative to include practices of meditation for emotional and spiritual health. And then along with that, of course, we were able to fund some water bottle filling stations across campus. These water stations help make clean water more accessible and reduce plastic waste. So the following locations received stations: the first floor of Harrington Tower by Maciel Bunch with the Dean of Education, the first floor of the Harvey R. Bright Building by Jefferson Feliciano with the Aerospace Engineering Graduate Student Association, the second floor of the Liberal Arts and Social Sciences Building by Kurt Falpel and Sarah Zubari in the Department of Economics, the sixth floor of Harrington Tower by Tanya Baker with the Center on Disability and Development, and the Orrin W. Nix Low Speed Wind Tunnel by Mattia King, an aerospace engineering student. So congratulations to all of these project teams that made it through the application process and will soon be making large impacts on the sustainability of our campus. All right. And the thing that y'all really want, the code word, is champions. So for those watching live, we'll drop the remaining code words into the chat. And for those of you in the room, there should be a little placard in the center of your table that has all the code words on it. So now I'm going to pass it back to Kelly to close us out today.
Thank you, Jesse. Hopefully you found the placard if you're collecting code words, because that's where everything, that's 5 chances for your pick at the #1 grand prize options. I didn't talk about them earlier because I told you I wouldn't, but if it were me, I'd be eyeing that full moon dinner for 2 at Ronan's, a local food experience, farm to table. All right. I'm not meant to have notes. It's fine. Y'all are in trouble. We'll swing this. Green funds, faculty, and staff can apply for those grants. A lot of our also grant, there's a little bit of inflation there. A collective amount of 35% in one office that have already taken the ASA, you can certify the entire office. We kept getting inquiries from students because they wanted to have an ASA checklist. So this past year, we launched a student certification as well as the ability for student organizations to be certified. And overall, we have over 500 faculty and staff that are members of the ASA. We have 100 students part of the ASA. Do you get being part of this from the feel good that you're now raised on how to be better in these 5 areas? Well, we do a monthly newsletter. It's a really good digest of all kinds of to giveaways. Who knows? We're working on our benefits list, but the ASA is something I encourage you to go. And if you have already taken the ASA checklist, well, then maybe you could recruit someone that you work with and convince them to take it as well. These are some of the offices in this past year that have certified. And I didn't mention, but ASA, there's 3 levels. You can be a supporter, an advocate, or a champion. And so we were happy to welcome the Department of Environmental and Occupational Health as a supporter level. Not a surprise, but look at those Aggie Eco reps again. They were our first student organization, hitting it hard, coming in at a champion level, really pulling out all the stops for that. The Feminists for Reproductive Equity and Education joined the program at the supporter level. And then just earlier this month, Underwood Core Complex Community Council also have completed their student org certification at the supporter level. So I encourage you to check that out. We're all part of history today. Our newest program, because we're always looking for new ways to engage campus, is a sustainable events certification. That is going to be live next week. But today's event is the first officially certified event. And not only that, we were able to reach the champion level. And how we were able to do that was some of the things I mentioned earlier. You know, there's almost no waste being generated here. But one of the fun things is hopefully you've noticed your centerpieces. Maybe it's piqued your mind a little bit. Where do these come from? Why do they look a little different? Well, yesterday our team was harvesting your centerpieces over at the Urban Howdy Farm. And so what you have in front of you, every single thing you see in your vase is edible. The flowers, the leaves, all of it. You can eat anything you see. And I think it's a great way to bring up conversations about local food and how we handle local food. So as a parting gift, you can look under your chair at your table on the way out. Don't knock your neighbor over, please. And there's a gold dot. So 3 people, there's 3 centerpieces per table. If you have a green dot, and it's toward the back of your chair, so you'll actually have to be standing up. We tried to make it easy. If you have a gold dot, then feel free to take one of those centerpieces. If you don't want it, maybe one of your neighbors at the table does, or maybe someone at the office, it would brighten their day. We really appreciate that you were here. And before everyone has a complete free-for-all, I just have to say this. I want to recognize today is Ben's birthday. Yep, he shares it with Earth Day. So if you don't mind, when I count to 3 on 3, let's all tell Ben happy birthday. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday. And so with that, again, thank you to all of you for being here today. Thanks for you to you for supporting our award winners, for collecting data, and for all the genuinely wonderful things you do to make a sustainable Aggie land. Happy Earth Month and giggle. Oh, I forgot. If you're wondering what's in this, these are the different varieties of plants in your bowl. So if you're curious, or you can find one of us and we'll try to tell you.